Hey, everybody. How are you? How are you? Captain Tommy Scoville of the Lifeboat. Riding on the lifeboat, riding on the lifeboat, riding on the lifeboat. So here's the deal. You know, I used to say that a lot in the very beginning of the Lifeboat. And I kind of broke myself of the habit because I used to catch an awful lot of flack for it in the comment section. I would get this. So here's the deal. I would count how many times I said. I did say it a lot. So here's the deal. I wanted to go live tonight, and I wanted to do some stuff on business opportunity, like the one we did last week. I use two different softwares. I use StreamYards or I use Streamlabs, because StreamYards will not allow me to do a private members-only video, which bothers me to absolutely no end. I can't explain it to you. But the last thing in the world I wanted to do was not deliver. You know, I told people that there was going to be me coming back on tonight. So I'm going to do it for everybody. It's going to be a little less specific. We're going to talk about money, and we're going to talk about sobriety. Because in a perfect world, you really need to hang on to both of them. Yeah. So before I get rolling, let's play like this is a courtroom, and I will stipulate to all of the negatives that anyone would like to say about money. I'll stipulate right now. It doesn't buy you happiness. Can't buy you happiness. Can't buy you love. It can't. What else? The love of it is the root of all evil. I will stipulate to that. I will absolutely stipulate to that. I think that might wrap it up. I need money, says Dennis. I like what you're doing there, Dennis. So I'll stipulate to all that. What I don't want to do is spend, the next half hour or whatever debating how bad money is. The love of money stinks. What money does is it allows you to purchase one thing for real, because you're not going to purchase love, and you're not going to purchase contentment, and you're not going to purchase all of the things that are really important in life. But it will buy you time. Think about what happens in a normal day. You get up in the morning and you get ready to leave because you have to go to work. And in going back and forth, you probably have half an hour to an hour commuting, depending on where you live, stopping by the convenience store, getting the coffee, whatever you do. But you spend considerably more than 8 hours a day getting to work, thinking about work, getting up early to do work, whatever. You're only going to be compensated, obviously, for 8 hours. And obviously, you're not being compensated for the amount of work you do. I don't care what you do for a living. If somebody did that same work, but they didn't work for the company you work for. So, you got guys outside clearing brush, or you got people outside that, have to mow lawns around the facility. And one guy shows up right and says, I work for myself, got the mower, got everything. Think they're paying that cat the same as the person that's on the payroll? It isn't even going to be close. It isn't going to be close. The principle of hiring someone who can make you more money is not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. It really is, especially if you pay the person well. Now, sadly, that's kind of not where we've ended up. But I won't get into policy and all of that, especially if I'm not on that platform. You know the one. The Lifeboat Raw. But what money does is it allows you to no longer waste time. You don't waste time anywhere. And the more of it you have, the less time you waste. The super wealthy will not fly on a commercial airline. Why? Because they got to waste a ton of time to do it. They want to pull their car up, step out of their car, get onto the plane. When the plane lands, they want to step out of that plane and get into a car. So that what they're doing during the day, none of that is broken up by standing in line at the TSA, taking your shoes off. Think of all of the different things that we do that we have absolutely no control over, that eat our time, that absolutely waste our time. And if you have enough money, none of those things happen. Now, again, it doesn't make you high. Greetings. It doesn't make you happy. But in the beginning, it certainly makes people try to buy happiness. It's a bad idea. It really is. It is a bad idea. Here's the thing. So the vast majority of people, if you take how much money they make every month and you divide that money up by what they need to pay each month on bills. So I've got, let's say you're bringing in $3,000. Well, if you're going out with 3,500, you have a really bad budget. Obviously, you need to work on that. You have to trim out things that are luxuries, because if you're paying more than what you're bringing in, the only people that can do that is the government. No one else can. But by taking what you make, break it up into the amounts that you have to. So let's say your insurance on your car or your boat or everything you got, you and your significant other's cars, comes out to $300 a year. So you're looking at having to divide this. The lifeboat and airport bars now refuse to accept cash. Oh, yeah, I knew that. I found that out on an airplane, actually. I got on and was trying to pull out cash, and they were like, no. And I remember when they were talking about doing that. And what I would do is I would just always bring cash, because the stewardesses would go, you can have it, because it's such a process to try to do it all and all that. So, I could keep the same $100 bill in my pocket and never have to buy anything. But yeah, now no cash. Been like that for a minute. I didn't know that the bars in the, I knew that the planes were that way. Hey, glad to hear that you're still here and representing the Boogie Down Bronx, New York. I got to blow this thing up. I got a pickle in the airport bar. Oh yeah, that's you will find yourself in really tough situations, based on that whole thing. And there's going to be a lot more of it coming up in the very near future. Mr. Agan, good to see you. My thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. I hope you're doing well. So you bring in X amount of dollars. You divide the money up based on envelopes. You write on the envelope, white one, car payment. You write on the next one, rent. You write on the next one. It's every single thing you got to pay every month. Divide those things by 4. Get an envelope and write down the amount and what it is. So it's auto insurance, right? $40. So each check that comes in, I got to put $40 into the insurance pile, right? You stick it in there. Everything else goes in all of the different deals, because all you're doing is you're creating a budget, and you're creating a budget without having to sit down and bust out a spreadsheet and start thinking about all of the different things that, I don't know, made me feel stupid. I never felt like I could get a grasp on that. And then I was turned on to this envelope system, which was really damn simple, right? Divide how much you owe on each thing by 4. And every week you got to put cash into it. And those months where you get that 5th paycheck, it's a freak show, right? Because I've got everything in those envelopes, plenty to pay everything. I also had an envelope that said fun money. You want to go out to eat, but it will keep you realizing just how much cash you blow in the real world. I was telling everybody in the last one, if you start journaling, how much money did you leave with in the morning? I'm leaving with a $20 bill in my pocket. Right? Don't use your plastic and just try to use cash. But keep track of how much money you spend in the average day. And if you go and you get a Starbucks and you do a Slim Jim on the way out of 7-Eleven, and you buy all of that stuff that is strategically put right near the cash register, the people who know how to place that make money you wouldn't believe. They know exactly how many feet the chip aisle needs to be from the exit. And I promise you, they're not going to screw that up. They know exactly what height each product needs to be at, because they know what makes us tick and they know what makes us buy. And that's why right as you're checking out and they're called impulse buys. Impulse buys. You didn't go in there thinking about it, right? But you go, no, I really would like to snap into a Slim Jim, right? Really convenient things. You don't have to cook. You don't have to do anything. You just rip them open and eat. And they'll say things on the outside like, 6 grams of protein or whatever, and get you to believe that you might actually be doing something good. I bought just 2 Slim Jims today. Here's the deal. You don't have to cut yourself off of fun things. But if I find myself twice going, I really do want to snap into a Slim Jim, then I'm going to go to Costco and I'm going to buy a thing of them like this big. And it's going to run you about 3 trips to 7-Eleven to get a 2-pack, right? It's astounding how much further your money goes if you buy stuff in bulk. But night Bud Light year, Bud Light, you're screwed. Here's the thing. Far be it from me to wish any company to go out of business, but I'll go ahead and wish that one goes out of business. And I don't want people to go off on the "you're a hater" thing. If you stand up for women in this country, that doesn't mean you hate. It just means that I'm really fond of women, and I don't think they're being treated very well. If women start getting 8 or 9 or 10 awards every year for Man of the Year, I'm going to feel like they're treating us poorly. So I can't be real happy that they're doing it to women. I'm just saying. Slim Jims are toxic. I truthfully believe they are. I believe that I buy baseball cards. See, it's all the things that you get right outside the door. But let's say on average you blow $7 a day. This doesn't sound like a lot of money. $7 a day. That's $50 a week, right? $50 a week. Now there are 52 weeks in a year, correct? So you're looking at what? $2,600? Is that what we're looking at? Is that possible? Just dropping $7 at 7-Eleven on the way out the door? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, people always say the system is rigged to keep people down. And I always go, no, it's not. Because everybody can do the exact same thing. Here's the deal on that. If you're really in a bad place, the system is stacked to keep you down. But let's say that you have absolutely no capacity to cash a check. If you go to a cash checking place, you're getting killed. You're getting killed, right? If they charge you $15 to cash your check, that's just like somebody putting the gun to you. You should never have to pay anything to cash a check. And I got news for you. Walk into a bank and get a bank account. It's not going to cost you. You can open up a bank account now in the U.S. with no money. I remember a time where that wasn't possible. But you can walk into a bank account and say, I just want to open a bank. I need an account. Give me the numbers, all of that. How much are you depositing today? None. But I plan on doing some in the future. Now you can cash your check or you can deposit the check. You could get instant deposit from work. That gets you paid, in theory, 1 day earlier once, right? Because after that, it's still 14 days, or 12 days, 7 days, rather 7 days. But you can live a comfortable life, a much more comfortable life, if you stop wasting money. The things we waste money on are staggering, absolutely staggering. So let's go say we do that Slim Jim and that $7 thing. What if we carry that for 2 years? Strictly not buying anything as you walk out of a convenience store. No, absolutely no. I'm sorry to hear that. He said he's recovering from food poisoning. Boy, that is awful. Yeah, that really is awful. Let me see something here. I would really like to be able to. Your bank demands $50 to open a bank. Okay, but that goes into your account. You can go to another bank. I opened one at Bank of America. Bank of America the other day and didn't have to pay anything. Hey, bud, I'm recovering from food poisoning. Glad I could catch the stream. I'm trying to have faith in banks, but my concern is the ability to withdraw in the event of solar flares and stuff. But I opened one. Here's the deal. I would not have the vast majority of my money in a bank. I wouldn't dream of it. However, I don't intend to give away 4% of my paycheck, right? Or 3% of my paycheck because I refuse to have a bank. But check cashing places can charge up to 3 to 4%. So let's say you make 50 grand a year, right? Because it's easy math, right? They're going to take $1,500 over the course of that year. If you continue to do that for 3 years, you got the down payment on a small house. For real. First time home buyer. 2% down, right? You can go in there and get one that needs work. But people say it's impossible to come up with enough money to put a down payment on anything. If you figure out how much money you're wasting, you sit down with that envelope thing and you have all your bills stacked out. This is how much I got to come up with every single month. And you look at what the check is and you say, so I make $3,500. You're going to find that, very often when you see the number, it's like, I got $600 left over. How is that possible? How's that possible? Because I never have any money to buy anything. Yeah, because you spend it on stupid things. You spend it on stupid things. If you want life to be better, then I would plan for life to be exactly the way I want it 4 to 5 years from now. Because if I try to be happy as I can be in the moment, that very often for me leads to chemicals. Anytime I thought, I'm not waiting for happiness, right? I'm not going to go to school for this number of years to become a lawyer. Those guys are idiots. No, now they're lawyers. And I'm a guy that just got out of prison. The fun times weren't worth the fun times at all. And that's obviously a super extreme example. But how much money do you think you spent on dope? When they say the system is stacked, how much did you spend on booze? How would you like to have every dollar you have ever spent on an illicit or a substance to change your consciousness? All that money back right now. I'm telling you, people, I could go buy a couple of houses and I could do it for cash. Doesn't mean I was rich. It just means I was constantly stealing or doing whatever I had to do in order to buy. And for a very long time, I swear to you, it was between $600 and $700 a day. It's $4,200 a week. $4,000 a week. But then you come out of all of it, right? And I could be sitting here saying, I really think the system is stacked. There are a very small group of people who were taught this kind of stuff when they were 5. Honestly. People that by the time they were 7 or 8 years old, ingrained into them was the concept of, I can't pay rent. I can't pay rent. Because if I'm paying rent, all they're doing is letting me stay somewhere. I got to figure out a way to turn the rent into a mortgage. Because now I'm sticking money, right, into a retirement account, into however you want to look at it. However you want to look at it. The house that my ex-wife and I lived in, it was $80,000, right? We had to buy the house right before I was going into prison. So it was like 2013, 2014. It was an $80,000 house. Small, but it was beautiful. It was a little bungalow. And we spruced it up a little bit. And she's done a lot since then. I drive by her every once in a while. And she's really done a lot to it. But now Zillow's got that house at $360. From 80 to 360. And the crazy thing is this. If you stand on the porch and you look in either direction, right? There are 2 houses across the street. Both of them are owned by people that rent them out. So the people that are living across the street are still there. Still there. So my ex-wife has been paying $600 a month on that original $80 note. $600 a month. While the people across the street are lighting that on fire. Now, you may not be able to get into something instantly, but you know what? You may be able to. I remember when I first started to think in a different direction, I was not on my feet, but I didn't want to move into an apartment, and I had to. I was getting to that point where I had to move. The people the people whose house I was living in were evicting me. Not because we did anything wrong, but because they were planning on now moving into it. It was an out-of-state landlord. So what happens is I start going through every single ad that I can possibly see. You know what? Full of hope. We're not talking about today, hon. We're not talking about today. I promise. We are not talking about today. But I went through every single ad that I could possibly go through. How's your credit? Awful. Awful. How much can you put down? Not a damn thing. I can't. I'm not putting down one damn thing. Sadly, that I just don't have the ability to. So I start looking, and they have these really odd deals. So there was a section called, no, you're good. There was a section called owner finance. So I meet this woman and I said, so how does this work? She said, you got to come up with $500 down, and then it's $1,000 a month, and $200 a month goes into an account that is yours. And then when it comes time for you to buy the house, all of those 200s are the down payment. So it's a rent to own basically. And it wasn't ideal. It really wasn't. But after 3 years, I had the ability to drop all of that down on the house and, and become a homeowner, which is kind of a big deal the first time you do it. It really is. And I'll tell you something. Full of hope's not wrong at all. Not wrong at all. The only reason I said what I said was this is, a great deal of this does fall into the theoretical. There are people all over the planet who are saying we're not going to be here in 5 years. We might not be here in 3. There are two camps. There are people that believe that, and there are people that do not. I don't really care which camp you fall into, but I've prepared for both, right? I think it's a pretty good idea to prepare for both. Put up some food. I didn't build a bunker or anything like that, but the ones that you hear on the radio all the time, My Patriot Supply, any of those companies, and they've got some pretty cool stuff. There's also a company out there that sells bacon. It's already cooked. It's bacon, and it's 25-year bacon. I actually bought this huge thing of bacon. Sadly, I ate that bacon. It's never going to make it to. It's never going to make it to the time that I need it. That scares me for my kids. I think every parent feels the same way on that. Have you all ever heard of Mike from around the world? John, that sounds kind of sounds like something I've heard, but I don't remember what it is. Third phase UFO videos are trippy, but way too much hype for nothing. I wish them well. Miss V, that happened to me too. That happened to me too. And I turned that around since October 2020. Just following a roadmap, doing the same thing every single time, creating a positive score on a bank loan. I mean, on the credit score by taking out a bank loan and just doing it over and over and over and over again. It's pretty simple stuff. It really is. Working on my truck in a gravel driveway is like the movie Bloodsport meets walking on Legos. Have you ever seen LA Beast break the world record for walking on Legos? There's nothing worse than stepping on a Lego. But imagine walking on nothing but Legos for like 16 hours. Hey, Angel, really sorry you feel that way, bud. Really sorry you feel that way. I truthfully am. Wasn't taking any sides either. But since I've already offended you, man, get the hell away from anybody that's voting left. For real, they're destroying the country. Mike from around the world is a pastor on, Paul Begley's channel. Yes, I do know who you're talking about. I absolutely know who you're talking about. And I happen to be a big fan of that guy. There's a lot of people that seem to dislike him. I dig him. I really, really dig him. Mr. Ray Ray. Yeah. Mark did a pretty decent, Mark did a show over on Paul Begley's stuff. Paul Begley put it together. V has the angle. She's going to break the record. Nobody said anything about you couldn't wear shoes and walk on the Legos. That would be really funny, wouldn't it? You show up there with like combat boots on. This doesn't look all that hard. It says Bruce Wayne, but the picture is of Batman. Not sure what's going on there. A little freaked out. What is the world record for walking on Legos with my kneecaps? You're a bad man. Seriously, you're going to try that? If you can make it to my doorway, I'm impressed. Like, that is really just rowdy. With your knees. Hey, there's my man. I am Noise Opera. Good to see you. So, truthfully, the reason that I did this is because I did not want to not have an opportunity to come on. If I went to every platform and said I couldn't get a members fee, just couldn't do it. The way you have to do that is to grab an actual code, and then you go back and you enter the code. It's like cut and paste. It just wouldn't accept it. Just would not accept it. I mean, it didn't say this isn't valid or anything. It just would do that around in circles thing forever. So I was like, you know what? I'll just go live and I'll tell everybody. So it's probably going to be tomorrow night. I'm just going to start at about noon to figure out how to fire that up. Like, that is the plan as of right now. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one Batman. For real. I mean, the 1966 version of Batman. And maybe it's just, maybe it's because I'm old. Yeah, from 70s TV. I grew up on that. The very first show, I think they filmed in 66. Big fan of that. The fight scenes were epic. Every time either Batman or Robin would throw a punch, you'd get the bam, right? Adam West, that's right. I'm a huge, huge fan. I really am. Zoom in. I almost named my cat Batman. Nice. I have a friend who has a cat that he named Atonic. Cat Atonic. I was like, it's really not nice. Your cat's probably going to attack you. Batman the Dark Knight comic books I use to read. You know what? I'm going to tell you a story. This is a really funny story. You guys will appreciate this. I had a friend named George. I hope someday George sees this. I had a friend named George, very talented guy. He had probably twice the talent that I had. The guy, basically everything that he did, I did, and everything I did, he did. He didn't play football, but just about like we were into a lot of the same stuff, except he could play like, I don't know how many instruments. And the guy was just talented as hell. He really was. He was talented as hell. But his parents were going out of town. So he said, you got to swing by the house. I don't remember how he worded it, but we were going out late night to do something crazy. And by that point in my life, I was going out a lot late night to do crazy things. This was probably my last year of high school. He was a year younger than I was. But when I go over to the guy's house, so his parents are out of town, a very nice house. I'm banging on the door. There's nothing. And then all of a sudden, from above, no lie, comes, you guessed it, Batman. Big cape floating out like this. Well, I don't care who you are. If that, you're in really rural Vermont and that thing just like pops out from above you and starts floating down, I literally almost had to change my shorts. I was like, what the hell are you thinking? My heart was thumping. He said, I want to go save preferably a woman on the campus of Dartmouth College. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, because I want them to have to put in the police report at least once that Batman got there before the police did and took care of the situation. And I was like, all right. You know what I mean? I can see where this is going. And if this is something you've been thinking about for a long time, I'm game. I'm game. What do I got to do? And he's like, well, you're going to rob the girl at knife point. And I was like, oh, no, dude. Like, I can see 300 ways this goes bad, right? Like, you take a couple of seconds too long to get there. She actually hands me the purse, or she whips out a thing of mace and just douses me in it. I'm like, no, man, I'm not doing it. I draw the line at weaponry. I'm just not doing it. And he says to me, I'm not going to lie. Okay? He says, I have been dreaming of this since I don't remember, he said 13 or 15 or something like that. And I said, this is really all you want to do? He goes, think about it. It's going to say in the official records, right, that Batman came, and I said, yeah, no, I get what you're doing. I just don't want to have to rob this girl at knife point. So after a few more things that lowered my inhibitions and made my decision-making process not what it should be, George talked me into going out and actually doing this. So the crazy thing is, Dartmouth College is the most Gothic-looking school ever. You know what I mean? It's just got like spires that go up into the night. You know, it looks like something from a Batman set. It's actually kind of crazy. Really is. So I go walking out onto what they call the Commons. It's just this big thing of grass, and there's like 4 of these buildings or 5 of these buildings right there. And there was an underclassman walking across, and I'm walking down the footpath, and I'm thinking, where the hell is he coming out from? Like, if this takes a long time. And I had a pretty decent buzz on, but I stopped the girl and I was like, hey, took out my knife. I want the purse, or all the money out of it anyway. It's like, I want the purse. And the next thing I know, George kicks my wrist, right? I got no warning, no, hey, I'm Batman, drop that. Like, none of that. He kicks my wrist. I mean, so hard that my first thought was, I'm going to punch him so hard in the head. Like, I'm on my way down, just grabbing my wrist, thinking it's broken. And now he kicks me 2 or 3 times and shoves me over on my side again with his big bat boots. And then he goes running off the Commons. And I'm thinking, I'm going to get arrested. Like, he left me here. He should have dragged me off or something. I got up. By the time I got back to my house, my wrist was like this big. I mean, it was massive. But we got into his car, and he's pulling off the Batman suit, and I'm just putting on a different jacket, right? Putting the hat on, kind of sitting down. And we drove around in circles like you really shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, we returned to the scene of the crime a dozen or so times, but we absolutely saw the girl, right? Talking to the police, right? They're over there. And he's like, that's it. They're telling her that she's telling them right now that she was saved by Batman. So yeah, it's ridiculous. I grew up with a lot of really weird people. Thank you, Noise Opera. I really appreciate it. Bruce Wayne. It's crazy, right? My friends were crazy. For real. I have a Batman the Animated Series holographic cord. I don't know what that is, Bo. Maybe you could explain that to me, because I am really slow. I was the burglar. My friend dressed as Batman saved a woman from being robbed by me. And in the process, almost beat me to death, which was not part of the script at all. Like, it did not go well. I just got hurt. Cord. Oh, card. That's an A. I'm sorry, peeps. I can't begin to tell you just how bad my vision has got. And here's why. Right? This is the normal setup. Right? This is how I spend my days. See, because I was just working on one. But there are 3 different levels of magnification here that pop down, and then you put this one in front, right? And then you kick this thing on, and that's really how I spend all the time. And after you look through this thing, for 4 or 5 hours, you take this off, you're blind. You're just absolutely blind. I wish there was a better way, but there just quite simply isn't. The headgear is something that I spend a lot of time wearing. It's one of the bad things that come with watches. It's okay. You have more watches to work on. I got a lot of watches to work on. I really do. My first PIN number was Beam Me. I like it. I forgot to make a darn eye appointment. See, Dominic, I'm here to remind you of all of the things that you like that, Full of Hope? Well, then you dig being one of my neighbors, because that's usually how I go out and get mail. If I need something from the car, like I forget that that's on all the time, because you do this number, right? When you're not working, it's this. Right? So this is how I spend most of the time until you have to, to do that. You need to go outside and walk around, dude. Yeah, I looked the part. I need a pocket protector. I can't tell you the number of times I've gone to get into my car and had this hit the top of it, and I'd be like, apparently I didn't take it off. But when you wear it all day, it becomes, after a while, you don't even feel it there. First thing in the morning, the weight of it bothers you. But by the end of the day, you don't even know it's on. So yeah, I walk outside with it. I forget I have it on. I do it all the time. Yes, I go outside from time to time. Did you tell your brother you got the oh man, see everybody okay. I tried doing this. Look, I'm gonna grab this real quick. Really professional way. Hold on. All righty, peeps. All right. So, apparently, these little numbers are the most disgusting things in the whole world. Hola. Now, this hola stuff, Yahusha's disciple. Good to see you. Oh, man, it's good to see you. Long time no see. That's awesome. That really is. That's awesome. So these are hot and spicy salted apricots. Apparently, it's the salty part that you got to worry about. So apparently I'm tricked into eating these because I don't know how that happened, actually. I guess because I ate that foul fish right back in the day. I kind of opened myself up for any kind of abuse. Hold on 1 second here. Hey, it's your younger brother, and I'm sitting here with this package of hola. Like, I'm not eating this now, right? This scheduled for me to be in pain with you or something? I'm hoping that this is not supposed to be like an eat now thing. Kind of like to get myself prepared for it. Dehydrated cow ball nuggets. I'm not going to lie to you. It doesn't sound very good. Not at all. How about lamb fries? Did you ever see the movie Funny Farm with Chevy Chase? They're eating lamb fries. He just broke the... Mr. Dragon, I do actually know that. I try to butcher these things as much as possible. And that is actually for the benefit of Cedar, who I've been doing that for a really, really long time. And it doesn't matter what the language is. If there's any way that I can mess up the pronunciation, my daughter gets a real kick out of that. But he put a bunch of ridiculously attractive, very old watches that just need restoration. I mean, they're really, really nice stuff. So nice, I had to go, yeah, I can't take these. We'll restore them and do something cool with them. Rocky Mountain oysters, that's right. But in the movie Funny Farm, they call them lamb chops or lamb fries. Sorry, and Chevy Chase eats them, and that was my film debut. So that one kind of sticks with me more than other. Dehydrated cow bone nuggets sounds like something L.A. Beast would like. I guarantee he's had them. L.A. Beast it really is. I think the guy's a national treasure. If you have not seen that man get the dry heaves, then you just haven't lived. I mean, he retches like nobody alive. And I've seen that dude eat cactuses. Cactuses. You know, like the little ones you buy at stores? Like he ate a 6-pack or something of them. Maybe it was less than that. He also ate a dozen eggs. And you're thinking, a dozen eggs isn't hard. Can I? Yes, I did. You know who really got that one first, though, was Spanx. The first time he heard that, like he didn't know I had, he thought I had made it up. But he would sleepwalk when he was a little kid. So when Calhouni was like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, he'd come walking out just about every night. He'd come walking out in sound asleep, you know, and I'd pick him up, bring him back into the room, and every once in a while he would start talking to us, but he would make absolutely no sense. So I was telling him, "You're right, cacti on the plural." He so he comes out and he babbles incoherently. So the following day I said, "You did it again. You came out last night." And he goes, "Was I saying anything?" I said, "You were." And that's when I hit him with it. He's like, "What did I say?" I said, "I think you said, 'Can I mambo dog face to the banana patch?'" And he just thought that was the funniest thing in the whole world. Seriously, I rupture the whites of my eyes. Oh, well, that's not good. No, see, here's your disciple. Like you've crossed into a limit where it would no longer be entertaining to watch you vomit. When watching LA Beast vomit, there's never been that moment where I thought, "Oh, that's a shame." It always gets to that moment where I think, I don't think there's anything I enjoy more than watching this guy retch on YouTube. Honestly, you know, I'm addicted to YouTube because of LA Beast. True story. When I started watching stuff on the internet, that was really the only thing I watched because I was just absolutely amazed by the guy. And he's fun, you know. He's got a good shtick too, you know. My ex would speak Spanish in his sleep, and he doesn't know Spanish. See, that would make me nervous. Yahusha's disciple tried 4 squares of X-Lax chocolate bars. Oh, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. There's some, you know, currently, if you got any kids, I mean, you got grandkids, you got anything. Do you know that there's a TikTok challenge where you're supposed to see how many diphenhydramine pills that you can consume? So that is most commonly associated with Benadryl, but it is in every over-the-counter sleep medication on the planet. You know, so Somonax, doesn't really matter which one. The vast majority of them, there's a couple of different sleep aids, but the vast majority of them have diphenhydramine in it, and they are honestly trying to encourage, you know, kids to eat as many of these as they can, and that's a dangerous drug. Like that can take you off the planet. If you were a very thin child and you ate enough of those, it would absolutely take them out. He must have learned in jail. He spent enough time there. My daughter ruptured vessels in her face. Really? That had to be pretty rowdy there. Oh, Shemaga. Looks like she had freckles. Oh, you know what? You never know the rabbit hole that you're going to go down when you start reading these. I'm not making any of that out, full of hope. I don't know whether it's, as I said, I'm having a real difficult time without the glasses, but that really kind of looks like just mumbo jumbo. Or, oh no, it's in other languages. Well, that'll do it. Yeah, I once saw my neighbor's dog. Oh boy. So I want you to know that I was quite willing to get abused eating this stuff tonight. However, since Johnny Scoville has not called me back, I can't officially pull the trigger on this without contacting my big brother, because he kind of plans everything that's really gross and foul. Let's see if he's We'll see if he's home. Hey, Mambo Italian. Hey, Mambo. Hello. Hey, how have you been? Oh, so I'm live on the lifeboat, and currently, and I've been told a couple of fun, harken back to the day stories. However, I didn't embarrass you in any way, but no, I really didn't. But this hola, this package of, yeah, afraid so. It's here. Right? So, am I getting this from Johnny Scoville that I'm not supposed to eat any of this tonight? Is that what I'm getting? Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll give you time to get on there. All right. Hey, can you keep your voice clean? Because I will I'll leave you on so you can talk. Yeah, well, I got you on speaker now. Is all I'm telling you.
I gotcha.
Okay. Because
this ought to be worth a good laugh.
We were talking about L.A. Beast earlier.
He's the man,
isn't he? Guy's
Good
got
dude.
the greatest dry heave anywhere.
It's the truth.
It really is.
But I will tell you, in his prime, College Boy has rivaled him.
Yes. The time that, what was it he was eating at your house? The tube of terror?
The Carl.
The Carl.
Shark.
Carl. Fermenting shark. He did not do well, people. He really went through it. Does this thing got a pit in it?
Oh yeah.
It does? So you just can't swallow this thing?
Don't you think apricots have pits? Do you think these are the special?
They're not deep pitted apricots. You can buy apricots without pits in them. This thing is gnarled and small and disgusting looking. All right, let's get it. Can you guys see that?
So you see, I hope everybody get. People are gonna have so much fun with this.
So it doesn't really look like an apricot. I'm kind of freaked out.
Dude, it's gonna kill you. You wait.
I'm really kind of freaked out. But if it's sticky, don't rub your eyes. Good call. See, Miss V looks out for me. You know what I mean?
Oh,
everyone else just wants me to hurt. What's that?
It's not hot. That's not the issue.
Well, you still don't want to put it in your eyes, I would imagine.
No.
While everybody else just wants to see me in pain. All right.
Fire that thing back.
You know, Robbie, that's kind of what freaks me out, Robbie, because I'm afraid that that's what I'm getting into right now. He says it kind of looks like a turd. All right. Holy God.
Right?
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, I mean, unbelievable, right? I'm going to ask you a question. Let's say you're in Redwood Bee on this little scenario.
What the hell is that?
Now listen, here's the question. I want you to run with me. Just run a little. Oh my God, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's as rugged as it gets, isn't it?
And it doesn't go away.
Now listen, if you're in a car, driving with, a friend in the front, two in the back, you're in full, just high traffic, 6 o'clock in the evening traffic, and you pop one of those in your mouth not knowing, what are your chances you're going to be able to drive that car well?
No, you're going to have a car wreck.
Okay, so listen, kids buy that. That's over-the-counter stuff. Kids eat that in classrooms. Do you understand me?
Have you actually ever seen a kid eat this? I'm not asking you. I'm asking the gentleman who sent this poison to me.
They're pretty rugged.
No, you could not drive on it. You absolutely could not.
It's pretty rough stuff, man. The first time I did it, I couldn't believe it. Here's the funny thing with capsaicin, you get used to it. Oh no. There's no getting used to that.
You know what it is?
It delivers every time you put one of those rascals in your mouth. I'm not even fooling.
First of all, I mean, the heat's nothing. It's like Tabasco sauce. There's not really much heat to it. But there's so much salt that you feel like you're going to fall down. You know what I mean? Like hypertension instantly.
It's just like it gets your whole head. I mean, it just envelops you.
Maybe this is bad form to even invoke this, but do you know what it kind of reminded me of?
What?
The corduroy hood. You know what I mean? You cannot keep your eyes open.
No, I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. But kids can eat that in classrooms. You understand? Kids eat that.
I would literally put money on the fact that I don't think you could eat that and keep your eyes open.
I said the same thing. I said it's impossible to eat that and keep a straight face. There's just no way. No way.
No, that was just awful.
Yeah, I'll tell you an interesting experience. I ate a primatale. And after I ate the primatale, it was I don't know what it was. I think it was a yellow primatale. But anyway, after it was at its peak, I fired one of those things in my mouth. And you wouldn't believe it. When the thing activated, it took hold, I didn't notice the heat at all. But as soon as it was gone, the heat was there and a little bit hot. And I'm not sure if it's because I fired it in before I peaked or if that jacked it up a little bit.
Have I gone to the beverage? Is this the first time I'm going to the beverage?
Yeah, I haven't seen you yet.
So I got the warm down or whatever, the suffer session.
It's rugged.
Oh,
I'm proud of you.
iced tea did nothing to that either, man. Wow. How many are in the bag?
A whole week of fun. I don't know.
God almighty.
Now, if he sent you the same ones he sent to me, he sent me some lemon flavored ones, and I made the wrong assumption. I thought they'd be worse because they're already
2, 3.
Oh no.
4.
That rascal you're holding right
Yeah,
there,
there's like 8 of them.
the real deal. It's like $2.99 for that bag. It's got a street value of $10 a piece.
If you've just gotten here, and you missed me eating this next one is for you. No, I'm kidding. There's no way I'm doing another one of these.
Do another one. Are you kidding me?
That is awful.
Do another one.
No, come on.
No, save them. We'll make good use of them.
Let's see what Squirrel thinks. Hold on. Squirrel, what do you think? Are you
How
kidding,
many
Squirrel?
funny stories are there of teachers in high schools all over the country where kids are geeking out during class because they're eating those things?
She took off. All right, ready? I'll tell you what. We're gonna turn this into a challenge. We're gonna turn this into a challenge.
No face. Don't make a face.
I'm gonna eat this thing. I'm not gonna make a face, and I'm gonna keep my eyes open.
I'll bet you $500 you can.
I'm not taking that bet. I mean, you'd have to give me like 100 to 1 or something.
I'll give you $50, 100 to 1.
Yeah, that's not worth it. That's not worth it. All right. I can't believe I'm doing this again. All right. No face. I don't know that I can keep my eyes open, but I'm not going to make a face on this.
What happened to the eyes open? Tough guy?
I'm really going to try the eyes open, but I honestly don't think it is medically possible.
You're going to shut them so fast like you've been pepper sprayed.
All right. What's that expression my brother always says right before he eats something?
Oh, if it's worth doing.
If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. And I'm his little brother, and this is not Chase the Heat. All right, here we go.
Watch the eyes shut like he's got lye in them. I'm a few minutes behind in the video, so I've got this on the video on silent. Your eyes are still open in the video.
Oh.
Your eyes are still open in the video. Oh, they're gone. They're shut. You try and peek, and it ain't gonna happen. He's in the guardrails, folks. He's in the guardrails. They're rubbing paint. Oh yeah, you're in its grip. I'm telling
There's
you.
still so much of it.
You do the full body convulsion. You know what it gave me? Tommy, you know what it gave me?
The shivers?
You're going to have a heart attack when I tell you. It almost gave me a neuralgia. You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah.
It's the whole body.
Yeah. I haven't heard that in 25 years.
I know.
Oh
my God. I'm enjoying this way too much.
That on the equipment.
You went to that water pretty quick, though. I got to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Here's the idea. Oh, oh my God.
I'm dying. Yeah, no face. You can keep those eyes open.
All right, that's an error. You got one left?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, save the ones you got. I'll bring the one I got.
All right. I'm saying right now, no lie. I'm going to do everything within my power to get the two of us together in the same room. What's today?
Monday.
All right. Oh, you know what? The cat got rid of all of my stuff. Here we go. Hold on. There we go. Everybody's back. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to try to figure out a way to get my older brother here within the next 7 days. How's that? Week from today. You've been challenged. Trying not to make a face makes that so much worse.
Oh, it's brutal.
For real. You should just cave in. If you ever eat one of these people, the second it starts to hurt, just do what you do. Put on the corduroy hood.
Of all things holy, don't be in a driving vehicle.
Oh my, yeah, for real. Is there a warning on it?
No, that's what I'm saying. There's not a single warning on that whole bag.
You really did read the whole thing?
Yeah, man, I grabbed the bag and looked for a warning immediately. Not only that, it should say you got to be 18 or over to buy that thing.
You know, but if you do eat it underage, film it. Hot and spicy. You know, I'm not sure that I would have led with that. You know,
it
because
should be salty and crippling.
Right? They put the salted way at the end, and then there's the tart that they don't even mention.
That's the thing that kills me. It's the tart. Nowhere in there do you see tart.
No. But if you've ever had those what are those little things called? They look like gummy bears almost, but they're tart something or other. Atomic tarts or whatever.
I don't know.
They ain't got nothing on this stuff.
That's where the neuralgia comes in.
Yeah, it really is. Imagine giving one.
Body. I'm not joking. The whole body.
Yeah, it's like your computer gets turned off for a second, and every single part of your body sort of does the.
Yeah, it makes you reboot. It makes you reboot.
It's literally what you're doing is rebooting, and yeah, it's been 25 years since I've even thought about that.
That shuts you down, like not a joke. I mean,
Warheads, thank you, Mr. Ray Ray.
Ray's a freak.
You know what? It did clear out my nose, though.
See, this is your live stream, not mine. I can say stuff about Ray now.
Bruce Wayne. Name of pepper. Oh no, I was thinking of the name of a hot thing, but habaneros are habaneros. I don't like habaneros.
Hey, listen, it's been fun. I love you guys. I love the boat. Everybody stay strong, stay sober, and call your 5 if you need them. Hey, Tommy, I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, man. Sour Patch. That's another one.
Well done.
Yep. Oh, did you think I was eating a pepper? Bruce Wayne? I'm confused. Because what I was just eating was an apricot. I would much rather eat a pepper. There's just simply no way that you can do that with a straight face. That is not at all possible. Same bat channel, same bat time. We say same squirrels channel, same squirrel time. I do love Batman, but this house belongs to the squirrel. Hey! watching me do the kiver literally ran the cat off. I think I probably scared Squirrel. I scared the hell out of myself. People, I'm not even kidding you. Where does they sell this thing? No, here's the thing. It's not hot. No, it's like Tabasco. That suffering right there is from tart. That's from like everything just like those. Yeah, it's not hot. I do really good with hot. Name of the pepper you just ate. No, I just ate an apricot, brother. This thing right here is not a pepper. I don't make faces like that with peppers. I do pretty good with peppers. You know, I still hold the world record on the fastest tube of terror. Seriously, you can look that up. I'm pretty sure I still have the record. Try a red aged habanero. Habaneros, to me, are like your tongue gets attacked by something really, really sharp. Food City and Circle. There's more than one place selling this. I wonder what makes it so brutal. There's quite a bit of salt. Like it's really, really salty, but it is so tart that you absolutely cannot do it with your eyes open. I tried. I'm the year of the hare. Alongside. Oh, there you go. Again, people, no warning on the label. And someone has beaten your... I want to see the counter because Kiss Freak, I think, is the one that has it. Sir Kiss Freak has the picture of my timer at like 43 seconds. I need to find... I actually can find that. Me eating that is... it never went away. Ugh! That stuff is awful. I'm really kind of glad I got to experience that because I'm going to do it to somebody else. And that really is the, hey, how you doing? And that really is the fun thing about any challenge is like what my brother just did to me. It's always a lot of fun if you can burn somebody else. All right, where is it? I know he's here. Sorry, people, give me 1 second. I just want to see if that's the end of it. No. Can you just look somebody up? All right. Okay, no, I got to get Kiss Freak to get it. He was the official timekeeper, and he was kind enough to take a picture of everything and do that because when I finished that tube, I was really not in a. I'm not my brother. You know, I eat a tube of terror, and I'm going to pay for it for a very long time. And I ate that one really, really fast, and I had dry mouth so bad that I knew there was no way I was going to make 10 minutes without drinking something. 109? Holy hell. Boy, I wish Lord Kiss Freak was here. Mine might have been 143. If he did 109, I have no interest in trying to beat that. I have absolutely no interest in trying to beat that. It stood for a minute. And honestly, if I could have gotten up to get to the hospital, I would have done it. I did not have the capability to get myself to the hospital because, quite simply put, I could not stand up. All right, hold on a sec. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, no. Oh, no. No, dude, I did that in 43. That is a 0 on there, bro. That is a 0 before that 4. Do you see that? That is the official timer. That is a 0. That is a point. That is a 4-3. I did it on film on a talk show with witnesses. And if you see this picture here, folks, look at the color of my head. Can you guys see that? Can you see the color of my dome? This was one of the most painful experiences of my life. I turned a color of red that, simply put, you cannot imagine. I just was literally on fire. And then I drank a bottle of tincture just to sort of wash it down. And I got cramps to the point where I could not move. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, tell your boy 109 I'm not impressed. It really is the dumbest thing I've ever done. And, yep, Lord Kiss Freak is the keeper of the time. But the entire thing is on film. It's on Instagram. I just got to find out what the name of the video is because I was doing it for some guy's talk show. So that talk show is out there. When you get to Arizona, summer will be fun. To be that red, you assume I'm going to go outside. He did a Bob Beeman on you. Yeah, you know what? Though he didn't. 109. You tell him, you know what? It was a good try, son. You done good, kid. But you're gonna have to train a little harder if you're wanting to take down my record. That thing's gonna stand forever. I literally almost killed myself. I wouldn't do that again if you gave me a Porsche. If you gave me that gold Rolex that had the picture of, I would do that again. Johnny, do you think you could eat 30 or 40 of those out of a tube? Yeah. Instead of a tube of terror. You think you could do 20 of those instead of 20 peanuts? With a time limit? Holy hell, that ought to be a challenge. I'm not even kidding you. And it's funny because you could get all kinds of people to do it because it doesn't really burn necessarily. I wouldn't call it burn. It's really awful, though. Yeah, that was not in any way, shape, or form enjoyable. Okay, peeps. Come here, cat. Squirrel. Come here. Come on, the show's almost over. Come here. It's like you just scratch something because that's cat kryptonite. You know what I mean? Like they have to find out what the scratching is. Come here, squirrel. Come on. Come on. She is just not going to get in that basket. All righty, everybody. I am Captain Tommy Scoville, and the star of the show is on the carpet over there. She's angry at me because I ate something that apparently she didn't like the smell of, and she didn't like seeing me. She's scared of the apricots. There's no question. That's exactly what happened. Monk. I think you should do one, Monk. I really do. If we need to start randomly sending these to people. You are gonna love the Gem Show in Tucson. I know a lot of people that go to that Gem Show. Yahusha's disciple. It was good to see you. It really was. That was fun. I'm glad I got a chance to see you. To Charlie Murphy, to Miss V, to everybody who has stopped in tonight, and to the cruel individual that mailed me these. That was really not nice. Yeah. When someone said apricots, I was like, well, how bad can that be? That is absolutely the nastiest thing. You heard that meow. She does that nonstop. Squirrel. All right. Yes, she's. All right, Zip. Come here. Come on. One for the crowd. All right, people. I will be back pretty soon. I'm doing tomorrow morning's video. So I will see you all in the AM. And I should just tell everybody I'm going to eat one of those every day. I am live. I had made a promise yesterday that I was going to do this, so I didn't really have much of a choice. Now, here we go. There it is. Noise Opera, thank you. Really appreciate you, bud. Lemon bundt cake. I would have rather had a lemon bundt cake. Come on. Yeah, why do you play games with me like this? Why?